Hey guys, it's May May, and because it's that time of year when we are graduating and sending cards to graduates, and then you may have some graduates in your house that are graduated and they need some thank you cards, May May, so it might be time to cut some thank you cards. Well, we're going to work with my theory, that is, let the paper do the work. So I'm going to show you what I mean. To do what we're fixing to do, we're going to mass produce 3 cards right here on the spot. And I'm going to try not to edit. We're going to see how long this takes, but I'm just going to go for it. So here's the idea. This is the paper that I'm going to let do the work. I think this is gorgeous paper. Do you see that? This came from a paper stack. Let me get it. See, that's the part I normally edit out so you don't have to wait. But here it is. It's the die cuts with the view. And what's the name of this one? The Performance Stack. Is that right? Maybe that's what they call it. I don't know. But I got it for $9 on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I think. I don't remember. Maybe Michael's. But anyway, I love that stack. And so here's what you'll need. You'll need 1 sheet of designer paper that you're going to let do the work. Okay, so that's going to be the most of your card. You're going to need 2 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper that are going to coordinate. You'll need a simple stamp set that just says what your greeting or what your thank you is. Mine is simply thank you. And a corner rounder. And of course your paper trimmer and a scoreboard. So let's get started. So first things first, I want to use this paper, and I want it to be the star of the show. So what I'm going to do is I want this piano keyboard to really be the focus of my card. So using my paper trimmer, I'm probably still going to cut out that dead time, guys, but other than that, I won't cut anything out. But use my paper trimmer, I'm going to, and this is not my good one, it's upstairs, so I just grabbed this one. I'm going to cut this down to 5 1/4 because I want this to mat an A2 size card. I'm going to cut 5 1/4 here, and don't get rid of this. This is beautiful paper for something else. And then on this guy, I'm going to cut it down to 4 inches so that this will mat my card perfectly. And you will end up getting 3 pieces for your card front. So that's 3 cards right there, okay? Now, while we got our trimmer out, with our 8.5 by 11, I'm going to stack these together because I can cut 2 at one time. And I'm going to lay them into my cutter and put it to a 5 1/2 mark. And 5 1/2 is going to cut me exactly the size I need for my A2 size cards. So I have cut those, and now I have 4 pieces that could be cards, but I'm going to use this piece for my sentiment. So I'm going to move these 3 card shapes aside. Okay, while I'm still cutting, I want to show you this. Because my sentiment looks like this, I went ahead and measured it so I would know what size piece of paper I need to stamp on it so that it would have its own little embellishment spot. And it takes a piece that is 1.5 by 1 3/4. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to cut a strip that is 1.5 inches. Is it 1.5 inches or 1.5 inch? Tell me in the comments because I'm always wondering. It sounds funny either way I say it. And then I'm going to cut to 1 3/4 inches, maybe 1 3/4 inch. All right, y'all tell me. I'm going to cut 3 of these because I'm making 3 cards mass produced. Alrighty then. Sit those there. And now I'm going to move these aside for a minute. I'm going to bring my 3 card bases back, and let's go ahead and score them. And that way I don't have to have any more big tools. So I'm going to score this at the A2 mark on my Martha Stewart mini scoreboard, which I love. And I can go ahead and fold it. Just like that. If you're ever wondering, how am I going to get all those cards made? This is going to take me forever. This is such an easy way to do this. You will get a beautiful result, but you can just sit down in front of the TV and just pop these out because there's no thinking. It's mindless, which is the kind of work I like. Alright, so everything's scored. I can put this away for good. And let's do our stamping now. We need to stamp 3 of these. You know me, mine is Stays On. It's my favorite. So I'll be stamping my thank you sentiment with my black Stays On ink. And the cool thing about using the same paper that you're using for your card base, for your sentiment, you know it will match. I hope my head's not in the way. Stamp one. Trying to line it up. It's really hard when you can't put your head right over the stamp, but when you're doing it at home, put your head over the stamp. That one got crooked, but you'll do better. Okay, that one's decent. Now, I want to show you this. Let's say you don't like it. It's a little crooked. It's not terrible. I could use it. Let's say you don't like it. Flip it over. Stamp the back. And you're back to normal. But let me show you something else. If you're going to do that, you may forget which side is your good side. So just take a pencil, turn this guy over, put a mark here. So when you get ready, you know you won't put that side up. Because when you're doing mass produced, sometimes you just get busy. Okay, let's move these out of the way. And let's bring our cards and our mat back. Okay, so this is some Tombow mono adhesive that I got at Michael's, and I'm just going to use it. This would be perfect. I'm showing you this because let's say you want to take these on the go. This is something you could do, you know, if you were going to be at the in-laws' house and everybody's going to be sitting around doing nothing and you want to do some of this while that's happening or whatever. Okay, so you're going to flip these over and put your adhesive on the back. Ooh, this Tombow, interesting. I got this on clearance at Michael's and it is interesting. Okay, might be why it was on clearance. Now, when you're putting this piece down, you might want to open your card up so you can get it to lay really good and flat. And then you're just going to mat the card with this beautiful paper and see how it's doing the work for you. Now look at that gorgeous card, right? Okay, let's do another one. This adhesive works best if you hold it straight, looks like, straight up and down. I have to get quiet when I do that part. And I never get quiet. I like to chat it up. Ooh, messy, messy. I think this paper is beautiful. Okay, now let's do these guys. Now, I also want to round the corners. I told you we're going to need that corner rounder for this. And so what I'm going to do is put all three together and use a corner rounder. This is one, I think this is from EK Success. And I'm just going to stick these all in here and round the corners. You don't have to do them at the same time, but if you can, it saves time. So now I have all of these rounded. Now you could adhere these straight down to the card and that would be fine, but I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to flip them over. See, I know that's my bad side. Oh, my bad side. Okay. And then put these dudes down. So just see how easy you can do this. I think that this will come in so handy because in just a few minutes, did you see me try to flip that back over because I thought I had it upside down? That's why you need to make that mark, because you will be confused. But in just a few minutes, you've got thank you cards for 3 people. And the cool thing about this, most thank you cards are blank on the inside anyway because you need room to write your thank you. So there's one. Another thing I love about this, I like shopping on those aisles with all that decorative paper, but I don't like to buy individual pieces of decorative paper. I like to buy packs of paper because they match so well. But when you're doing something like this and you only need one really powerful piece of paper, it's fun to shop those aisles and find the right piece. And you might even find a piece where you could use both sides. Where I just used the one side that had the piano keyboard, you might could use both sides of the beautiful paper and put it as your background. Now guys, that quick, we got 3 beautiful thank you cards. How simple was that? And I just think that that piano is absolutely gorgeous. So thank you guys for watching today. That was 3 cards. I don't know how many minutes. I'll have to see. I'll put that up and tell you how long it took us all together. But that's 3 cards ready to go right there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And I may have a surprise video for you today. I was sent some stuff from Springs Creative you guys have to see. So hopefully that'll go up today. I will talk to you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.